Hello. Hello and welcome to the launching ceremony of the European Youth Heritage Ambassador Program. We are super excited to have you here tonight. And I am Carlota and I will be your host for the first half of the evening. And so first, let me give you a brief introduction about what we are going to do today. First, we will have some opening addresses from Sneska, the Secretary General of Europa Nostra, followed by the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Europa Nostra and ESAC, which is a really exciting milestone that we are so happy to finally achieve. And finally, afterwards, we will have some remarks from HIP, from the European Heritage Tribune. And then for the second half of the event, we will have Sorina Neaxu, who's the coordinator of this program, who will introduce the program and also introduce you to our wonderful ambassadors. And then after 7, we will have more relaxed, so we can have some time to get to know each other, and we will do sort of a digital aperitivo because we cannot be together. And so we can grab a drink and have a chat and get to know each other. And so with this, thank you so much for being here. We are really excited. And I will just give the word to Sneska. Please go ahead.
You hear me? Well, now, good evening. Good evening to everybody from The Hague in the Netherlands. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see you all. I see you on these little screens. You are all around Europe. I find it amazing, this moment where you can feel that you can be on so many different places at the same time. And I'm really grateful to ESAC for inviting me to share some thoughts and to greet you on this very special evening, the evening where we are having the ceremony and launching the European Heritage Youth Ambassadors that we are proud, in fact, to launch together with ESAC and the European Heritage Tribune. And you know, it's always good when you have this, when you achieve such a milestone, to look a little bit back, because how it started all. It's always good, you know. We came somewhere, but there is a lot of work, a lot of efforts of all of us, and in particularly of ESAC. And let's go back a little bit in time to 2018, the famous European Year of Cultural Heritage. I'm not sure, is Uwe Koch with us tonight? Manon, is he with us, perhaps? No, my dear friend.
I don't see him.
Uwe Koch, at that time, he was head of DNK, the German organization. He was the brave man who dreamt about the European Year of Cultural Heritage. We were the first to say, Uwe, we will dream with you. And there we were in 2018. We had this very, very important momentum, the mobilization of the heritage world, heritage stakeholders, the European institutions. We were all looking to the brave, new and bright new world. We never thought that 3 years later, in 2021, we will be meeting in these consequences, but we still all, I think we are all sensing that energy, that positive energy that the 2018 has generated. I think it's helping us also to go through these difficult times of the pandemic and of that separation, physical separation. We still feel the energy that keeps us close together. And of course, ESAC was born. That is one of the good things that happened, and were born in that as part of that positive mobilization. You have taken, you didn't wait that somebody else does it for you. You have taken the initiative. I think it was Passau, if I'm not mistaken. That's how it all started. And we immediately embraced you and said to them, come to our summit in Berlin. It was the biggest event of the entire year, and we were proud to host that event the whole week. We thought we started with 2 days, and then we ended up with the whole week of various events. If I'm not mistaken, Manon, 67 events took place in Berlin. And also you had your own gathering, not only one of the side events, but you were on stage, if I remember well, in Allianz Forum in Berlin, to present your message, the message of the young generation during the event, the most important event of the summit. And the 22nd, well, was it then? On the 22nd of June, I still remember that wonderful, wonderful day. And I remember that we said, because, you know, a little bit less young people when they speak always said, oh yes, the young people are the future. And I still remember that sentence that we in Berlin said, no, the future, the young people are the present. And so it's high time that we don't talk about the young heritage professionals as something that will come eventually one day and that we will involve them in the future, but it's now. The time to get them as part of our movement is now. And I think we have committed as Europa Nostra that we will do it. And we kept our promise. Immediately in 2019, we have launched the free membership for young heritage professionals. We first said until 30, and then somebody said, no, until 33. Okay, now it's until 33 years old for free, young heritage professionals. And I here have, in fact, the figure. We now have a formidable network, a formidable force, young force, 220 young heritage professionals joined that network, are part of Europa Nostra from 36 countries. I really want to thank all of you who are here and who have already done it. And if you haven't done it, register sooner rather than later. And you know, it gives, I hope it gives you a sort of wider movement, wider family to be part of, and us. It gives us energy. It gives us inspiration to, you know, to go ahead, and keeps us young as well. So thank you for being part of that. And so, and why do we want to do it? Because indeed we want that two-way communication and exchanges between all generations. We don't want to have young people having their section somewhere separate and then the old ones doing something else. We wish that we have as many exchanges as possible and to inspire each other, to learn from each other. So I remember also when we met in Athens, it was, when was that? No, not last year. It was 1.5 years ago in June 2019. And we had an exceptional, I hope some of you were part of that experience when we brought young heritage professionals to Athens to have an exchange. I also remember somebody said, I think somebody asked me, by the way, you want to do capacity building, but of whom? And then I remember that I asked, I think it's both ways. It's not only that the older generation has the capacity of young people, but the other way around. I think it's something that is really an equal relationship in this movement and this mobilization and partnership that we would like to develop. And so I think so much. We have a lot of expectations and a lot of enthusiasm about this partnership that we are now celebrating. It's not just starting, but tonight, it's evening to celebrate it and to sign the memorandum of agreement between ESSAG and Europa Nostra. And I think there are already lots of ideas that were born of that creative exchanges and partnerships, and we also know that there will be some lot of opportunities for discussions about the future of Europe. That is coming up with a conference on the future of Europe, and there is, I understand, Manon, space for youth agoras. Also, there is a Europa Nostra Youth Agora, but there is also the conference on the future of Europe Youth Agoras, and we collectively have to make sure that when we are talking about the future of Europe, we should not forget about what brings us together. What is that part of that sense of belonging to a wider family, and that is that shared heritage that we have all got from previous generation, and we have to pass further on. And so, though we talk about the future, but we have to, part of taking care of the future and investing in the future is taking good care of this shared legacy, the shared memory and history that we all have. And I feel very strong about that. Those of you who know me already, it's because of also my my personal story, because I think it's always good to know. I think it's what motivates us to work and to do what we are doing. And I always say that Europa Nostra is much more than a job for me. It has become a mission of my life. And 30 years ago, I was also young. I was your age, and at that time, I was a young, passionate European in former Yugoslavia, the country that doesn't exist anymore. And I thought the future is so optimistic and positive, and I will contribute to bringing my country to the European Union. And there was no limit to the enthusiasm and the positive things that were going to happen in my youth. And then everything collapsed. Everything collapsed in all my dreams and missions with the war that started in '91 in Yugoslavia. I never thought that something like that is possible. And it happened. So, and that was a sort of a bitter experience and bitter lesson that you never take peace, you never take prosperity, you never take sort of positive interactions and these multicultural exchanges for granted. You all the time have to take care of it. You have to invest in it. You have to really, every generation have to give its own part of a contribution in that sort of our garden, our home. And it can go wrong. It has gone wrong in several times in our history, and unfortunately in my country, a very recent history. But all that to say, why I'm telling you now that wider personal story is because that tragedy that has happened in my country, somehow Europa Nostra I lost that country, and Europa Nostra has become my country with its spirit, and that spirit and that mission of building Europe through the most beautiful thing we have together, and it is that culture, that heritage, and it's something that, yes, it is very varied, but when you scratch every single heritage site in Europe, every single heritage place, including, I think, your little village in Andalusia, Carlota, there is a European story. And we just have to put these European glasses also, to sort of move on these national glasses that for so many decades we have always, our educational system, they all the time put us these national glasses on, to put these European glasses, Europa Nostra glasses on, and to sort of search for that European story, and you will find it. You will find it, and in that sense, and you will realize how much we are all cousins. At some point, there has been some connection, and how much we have enriched each other, inspired each other. And you and a young generation, you know very well what times we are living, and how much not only heritage is here and there endangered, but our values are endangered, our democracy is endangered. So much is at stake. So that's why I think that there is a wider also political sort of dimension to what we are doing tonight. It is beyond the purely cultural mission. There is that wider political of building a Europe, a peaceful, harmonious Europe, Europe which puts culture and cultural heritage at the heart of that green digital transformation in the resilience that we are living. But it's a hard work, because the threats and the challenges are big. But if I see all these faces, all those energy that's coming out from the screen that I have it from, I think that, if we join all these voices and forces together, we can do it. We can do it, and that's why together with the European Heritage Tribune, we thought let's launch this European Heritage youth ambassadors, because normally, the ambassadors are always old people. Now, we want to have the youth ambassadors to be everywhere is possible, in as many cities, villages in Europe will be carrying that flag and that message. And I'm looking very much forward to meeting virtually the new ambassadors. They will be presented in a moment. But before that, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between ESAG and Europa Nostra. And I think who is signing? Marius is signing with me. I have a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding. Marius has as well. And I think, Manon, I should read out to what are we committing before I sign. I should tell you what is, in fact, to what Europa Nostra agrees. And Europa Nostra agrees to, 1, offer access to its wide network of members by helping ESAG members connect with relevant member or associate organizations through Europa Nostra's networking activities. We agree to offer limited financial support for ESAG administration. We agree to enable participation of ESAG members to attend Europa Nostra events, virtual, hybrid, and hopefully physical very soon as well, through special bursaries. We agreed to invite a representative of ESAG to attend meetings of Europa Nostra governing bodies as observer, and hopefully not as observer. I think we also want to go, it should not be just observers. I hope that we have elections for our council soon, and I hope that there will be a candidate from ESAG running for our council. And we commit to offer an ESAG intern position at Europa Nostra with the aim to focus on recruiting, developing and nurturing relations with young members and developing related projects. And last but not least, of course, very important, promote ESAG activities through our communication and social media channels. That is a lot, and I promise you we will do it. Marius, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Snežka. So I am happy to go on regarding the aspect ESAG agrees to. And first, ESAG agrees to assist Europa Nostra in the development and implementation of a strategy plan for its youth-related activities. Second, to assist Europa Nostra in designing and deploying a youth recruitment plan and defining tangible benefits of membership. 3, promote Europa Nostra's campaigns and activities through ESAG's communication and social media challenges. 4, actively contribute to campaigns and communication activities of Europa Nostra. 5, to help Europa Nostra to reach out to other pan-European student associations and youth organizations as their heritage ambassadors, and here we are. And last, ESAG agrees to support Europa Nostra to ensure the presence of highly qualified young heritage professionals in different events. So I'm really happy that we are all gathered today here in this virtual meeting. Thanks again.
Thank you, Marius. Thank you for all these agreements and what you are promising to do. So I think this is going to be a wonderful partnership. We just now have to put our signature on, but I think our word is even more worth than the signature. So I think I am supposed to put my, this like that. So can you see the paper? Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Snežka, for those wonderful words, and thank you, Marius. I don't know, it was really heartwarming to hear your words and your personal experience. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. I'm wondering, Marius, do you have some words that you want to say?
Yeah, well, I just, one thing I want to say, Snežka, it was really wonderful to hear again what happened 3 years ago during the European Year of Cultural Heritage when we gathered together in 2017 already in Passau, forming the first idea of ESEC, and seeing what happened during the last years and what became out of this concept and these ideas. It's really amazing. I guess that's really somehow wonderful to see for me personally as well. So the story of ESEC is really a European story as well, from the experiences, the connections, the people you get to know. It's really a unique opportunity besides the cultural heritage aspect. That's really a wonderful thing. And it's a heritage of the European Year of Cultural Heritage still. ESEC has been born during 2018 and is developing from this basis on. So it's really great.
No.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Marius. I think we have some words from HIP, from the European Heritage Tribune, to introduce the third leg of the strategy of the Alliance.
The third leg. Well, before this, I'm always impressed by Snežka. The ardor and the energy you radiate into this kind of meetings is great. I saw you several times performing also on the European on the political stage very, very well. You're doing a good job. It always makes me happy. So that's the first thing. So the second leg, or the third leg, you said, Carlotta. First of all, I'm replacing Jetske. And Jetske couldn't be here last minute due to personal reasons, family reasons. And so I have to struggle a little bit to catch up with you guys. But let me tell you, of course, I think it's a great platform you have as cultural heritage experts, young experts or professionals, young professionals. I think that's very good. That's what we can offer. You know, we're only a young project, the Heritage Tribune. Our goal, my personal goal, is always to build bridges. And also the Heritage Tribune wants to be a media in Europe, not just for us, the little circle that's here, or the other heritage professionals, but also for the people who don't speak English, the people who live in small cities, small towns. And this, of course, is not easy. I'm sure it's going to take us a long time to progress by trying and trying and trying. But while doing that, we want to offer all the assistance to the ambassadors to make use of our channel to bring the news that you're passionate about, or the news that you think is very important, that should be heard by other peoples, and other ways that we can support ESAG. So how exactly, it's up to you. We've got this channel, we've got space, we've got readers in many countries, and use us. At the same time, I also hope that you share your, that you also be an ambassador for this goal of uniting countries by spreading news, but also by making people see what's happening, what's going on in other cultures. What are the differences, also the differences, what are, to help people understand why these differences are, and also, like Snežka said, to see what binds us together. And I hope you can be an ambassador for that too, because I think it's a common goal. Later I'll be available for questions, because I realize that my talk is a little bit short and just punching in, but we'll get there. That's it.
Thank you so much. You were straight to the point, so thank you for your intervention. It was really good to count with you, and we are really grateful for the support that you have provided us since the beginning. You have always shared ESAC events, and you have really helped us to get a grip and to connect with young people across Europe. So we're really thankful for this. And then, okay,
can I just say a word to HIP, Herbert Jan HIP, now, because I mean, we're talking about, it's always good to think about where we started, because this, if we now have this European Heritage Tribune, it has been a dream that he made true, Herbert Jan, because for many years he was convinced that that's what Europe needs. It needs a platform like a European Heritage Tribune. And we were happy to modestly give you support, encourage you, contribute, and we are delighted that that is also one of the results of the European Year of Cultural Heritage, that, you know, it's not only that it happened and we forgot, but there are a number of things that were born out of that energy and are flourishing and further growing. So congratulations for the work that you have been doing in the Netherlands, and now further spreading also your European conviction through the European Heritage Tribune. So great that we have now all these young people who are going to hopefully contribute in a very productive way to feed the Tribune. And so I'm really delighted to see this development.
Thank you so much. So for the second half, I'll just introduce Sorina, who is my team member at ESAC and who has been coordinating this event. And she will give a short introduction about the program and then actually get to introduce the ambassadors. So Sorina, over to you.
Thank you, Carlota. Good evening, everybody. I'm very happy to see you all here tonight for this celebration. Indeed, I have to say I only recently joined the SAC, and I found myself very excited to be appointed by my colleagues, coordinator of the Ambassadors Program. This program actually, is filled with potential, not only for its participants, but also for its audience, I think. We all share heritage and care about it. For me, for example, each heritage item, I don't know, tale or fragment, is like a family asset that is passed along for generations. This way, in fact, I believe we pass on values, meaningfulness, and a sense of belonging to the next generation. But luckily, we are also a very big family. The European Heritage Youth Ambassador Program called for students and young people from all over Europe and beyond. You'll see in a minute. This initiative was built and launched by Europa Nostra, European Heritage Tribune, and us, ESAC. The newly selected ambassador will share their stories and experiences in the heritage field online on social media for 1 year. They will also be reporters for the European Heritage Tribune. At the same time, each youth ambassador will act as a bridge. We all love this word. Between students and young professionals and European heritage institutions like ESAC and its partners. They also represent the voice of young people and are part of a new heritage movement that we hope is here to last. Although at the very dawn of the program, we were very happy to receive a multitude of applications from young heritage professionals and students. This was also a valuable reminder of how professionalized the heritage field is becoming. So I believe based on this alone, we could say that the future of heritage is bright and in good hands. I think we all look forward having in-depth access to news and heritage stories from our newly appointed ambassadors. I hope they will inspire all and encourage even the younger generation to care and promote heritage. So let's finally meet them. Each of them will be given the floor for all of us to hear their stories. So could we have the photo of them all together?
Can you see?
Shall we make an applause, like put on your mic on?
Okay. Thank you for that. I would like to call Angelica for her presentation.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, this is better. I'm really happy to meet you. My name is Angelica, and I am 21 years old, and I come from Milan, Italy, where I am actually now. But I am now in my third year and final year of History of Art. I study History of Art at University College in London, and next year I am going to continue to study this in Paris. I'm very glad to be part of this community, and I'm deeply passionate about heritage. In fact, I would love to make heritage conservation my priority in my professional career in the future. But I'm also very interested in politics, and especially in the study of how art and heritage reflects political and social identities. I guess you asked us one word that could be used to describe us. And I guess this for me would be curious, because I really love to meet new people and get to know their traditions, their identity. And I think cultural heritage in this sense is really a fantastic tool that can convey all this richness. And yeah, this is all about me. I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Thank you very much, Anna. I think we can go on to meeting Antigone, who is also wearing, I see, a national costume element.
Hi, everyone. My name is Antigone Mikhail. First of all, let me express my gratefulness for being part of this community. I focus my passion and career in archaeology and cultural heritage with the aim of peaceful coexistence and social cohesion in my conflict-affected country, Cyprus. As a European Youth Heritage Ambassador, I commit to contribute beneficially to the protection and sustainable development of cultural heritage, and at the same time in the application of peace and human rights. I chose to wear this stamped headscarf, which is an element used by all communities in Cyprus. That's why I chose it. It's white, and it used to be worn by women of Cyprus until 20th century during the summer to protect themselves from the sun during agricultural activities, and so that's why I chose it. Thank you.
No, wonderful, Antigone. I hope you have already met our Vice President, Andrula Vasiliou.
Of course,
We're
working together for a coexistence in Cyprus.
No, because when I was listening to your speech, I said, "Oh, that is music to the ear of Andrula Vasiliou and also to me." So I thank you for that strong commitment, because Cyprus needs it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Antigone. Is Elena here? I know she's here. Elena?
Yes.
Hello, Elena.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, thank you very much for this opportunity again. My name is Elena Caudiș. I come from Romania. I was raised in a little Saxon village in Transylvania, and I think that's where my passion for cultural heritage comes from. I went on to university to study history and cultural heritage studies at the University of Bucharest. I did 1 year of Erasmus in Italy. It was great. I loved it. We were asked to wear a piece of traditional clothing. I have this bag, which is from Bucovina, the northern part of Romania. It was hand sewn by my grandfather's sister, and I wear it with me. I take it with me wherever I go, wherever I move. It's part of my identity. And thank you.
No. Thank you, Elena. Romania is a country, I must say, that it's always impressing us. The civil society movement in Romania is so strong and so impressive. In no other country in sort of Central and Eastern Europe, we also Europa Nostra have such a vibrant civil society movement for heritage and human rights as well. So welcome, and good to see that Romania is present en force in this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. I love the bag. Very nice bag. Giovanni, tell us your story.
Hello. So, can you hear me? Yes, I hope so. Yes, and it's very, very nice to be with all of you guys, to meet you. I'm Giovanni Piscarmona. I am currently a PhD candidate at the University of Florence. I am a digital art historian with a background in traditional art history. Actually, I did an Erasmus program in Paris in 2017, and I spent a year abroad at the University of Cambridge studying digital humanities in 2019. And my interest lies in the field of traditional art history research with a focus on medieval and Renaissance. Having studied in Florence is easy to know why. But now my interests focus more on the way that digital technologies can bridge the gap between the academia and the public. That's why I'm also a member of Europeana Pro and the Europeana Tech Network and Community. And my piece of traditional wearing is actually some handcrafted and tailor-made suit and jacket made in Italy, which represents in some way, a standard in fashion worldwide. And this is something that cannot be, I think, separated from the cultural heritage. We have a tradition in handmade crafts and craftsmen all over Italy. We have wine, we have food. Italian lifestyle is cultural heritage is an undeniable part of the Italian lifestyle, and the digital can help bring this everywhere in the world. So thank you very much for having me tonight and this year with you, and I'm very much looking forward to collaborate with all of you.
Great, thank you, Giovanni. And Giovanni, you and Anna Angelica, you are bringing us Italy en force in this movement. And if Italy has conquered Europe on something, it has not only Europe, beyond, it has conquered through its culture and through its traditions and design and everything you have mentioned. So great to have you both, that we have Italy with Milan and Firenze presented. And thank you, Giovanni, for helping us to have a little bit to strike the better gender balance.
Yeah, we have opposites problem to the rest of the world here.
Great to have you. Great to have you.
Thank you as well, Giovanni. Let's meet Hannah.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for taking me in this program. My name is Hannah. I'm originally from Croatia, but I'm also a recent graduate from Birmingham City University, where I got my master's in arts and project management. But before that, I studied art history. I'm actually very passionate about cultural heritage and also contemporary art, and how these two interlink in a way and learn from each other. I especially enjoy writing about art and focusing on women's contribution and heritage and their voices. I'm currently in my hometown Croatia, in Split, where I'm working on a project by a local hub to combine kind of contemporary art practice and our local heritage. And I'm excited to work together with all of you.
Dobroveče, Ana. Dobrodošli. I can't not use my own language and greet Hannah, and love to split and to the Adriatic Sea.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you. And yeah, I think in your country also there is a lot of, as you know, we have also this event, the Best in Heritage event, that we are so proud to be partnered. That Professor Tomislav Šola is organizing always in Dubrovnik, and this last year it was not possible, but we also seek to have young people. Now, Manon and Vicky, I think that is an idea. Perhaps the next Best in Heritage in Dubrovnik, the entire European Young Heritage Professional Network gathers in Dubrovnik in September. Let's think about that. And Hannah, you will have a special role then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannah. It was nice to meet you. Hector just joined us, so let's hear his story.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so well, good evening to everybody. I have to first apologize because I just joined the meeting right now, like 5 minutes ago, but I've been working till just 10 minutes ago, so I'm just overlapping everything. But it's been a very fruitful day. I've been working in a 8-20-20 project on cultural tourism for developing territories, and I think you're gonna hear about it. It's called Textur. And well, and that's actually my job position. I'm just happy to see everybody today because some of you, I know you're ready from some meetings, such as the one we did at Genoa. And I hope we can meet soon, for example, at the meeting that will take place in Madrid, where I'm actually come from. I made part of ISAC Madrid. So if hopefully everything goes well with the pandemic, I hope we meet each other in Madrid in 6 months. And well, about me, I'm just make part of ISAC Madrid. I'm architect by the Polytechnic University of Madrid, and I have also a bachelor and master in architecture, and I have also a second master in management for cultural heritage. And then I'm doing my PhD. I'm a PhD candidate research in it's called alternative resource in big cities in the 21st century. So it's about urbanism, resilience, and cultural heritage. So that's in my personal background. And then I'm working in a foundation. It's a Spanish foundation focused on the Romanesque in the north of Spain, Castilla y León. It's called Santa María la Real, Saint Mary of the Royal, and it has also international collaboration with some other universities and Europa Nostra and all those stuff. So that's who I work with, doing Interreg projects, research, and H2020 research based on cultural tourism and preservation and protection of cultural heritage. And well, that's mainly my presentation. I have here like a hat, but I haven't even to put it. It's just a hat from Madrid, and that's actually how it should be. It is called for tulapos, and that's actually our traditional costumes. And that's all. It's always a pleasure to meet all of you. I hope we can do a great ambassadors program all over this year. Thank you.
Wow. Hola, Hector.
Hola.
Greetings to Madrid, the whole Spain. I think Spain is also one of the strongholds of Europa Nostra, with Hispania Nostra, and with all so many people have contributed over the last 50 years from Spain. So to have the reinforcement from the young generations, great. I'm sure you're in touch with Hispania Nostra as well. And
yes.
So, and hearing also your already involvement as an architect also there are many challenges that at the European level with this new European Bauhaus that has been launched, and we need to make our voice heard. So we will need all your expertise, and so
happy to contribute. Happy to contribute.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hector. Nice to meet you. Let's also meet Yelena. You hear?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah, so my name is Jelena, and I come from Belgrade, Serbia, where I was raised and born, and I finished architecture in Belgrade. But I had studies at a small city called Cottbus that is located next to Berlin. So I'm in my third semester. And when it comes to heritage, I'm particularly interested in spiritual beliefs and religions which actually form our physical society, which comes kind of from my architectural background. So because I'm coming close to my master thesis, I'm planning to do master paper with East Serbia and how they form actually the households and the whole villages, like the construction of the villages. So
can you repeat that, because we didn't hear it?
Yeah.
Thesis on what subject?
The households. I'm sorry. I tried to fix it, but it never works perfectly. So I'm close to doing my master thesis. So what I plan to do for my master thesis is to write on traditional beliefs and traditional religion in the Eastern Serbia. So how these beliefs actually form the households, like how the houses are formed by these beliefs, so that it's blocking. Yeah.
Do you hear us? Do you hear us?
Yeah, I do hear you, but I don't know if you hear me. I'm so sorry about my internet. Yeah.
Dobro večer Jelena, dobro večer Beograde, moj Beograde, veliki pozdrav. I have to greetings to my native city as well. That's where I was born and raised many years ago. So special greetings to you, Jelena. I think we have a lot of work to do in Serbia. There are so many pressures and of development and all sorts of issues that I think we need young generation to mobilize. And I think you can learn from a lot from our Romanian friends. They have done amazing work, and I'm hope that also in Serbia, with the young generation, we will save some endangered places.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
Thank you very much, Jelena. It was nice to meet you. Let's also greet Jennifer.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen. I'm also in Cottbus right now doing my master's degree, but in heritage conservation and site management. I am originally from the US, and my background was actually in classics. So I studied Latin and ancient Greek for a while in university before I moved to Korea to become a teacher. And now I'm working on my master's thesis, and because of my background as a teacher, I'm really interested in the field of heritage education and how we can use education to make people feel more ownership over their heritage, to feel more connected and understand the importance of it. So that's what I'm currently looking at.
Great. Welcome, Jen. You say Jen, that's how you call yourself.
Yes.
It's great to have somebody from the United States. I think we need to do everything possible to restore the transatlantic friendship, partnership, and also in the field of cultural heritage. So particularly welcome to you. We have so many things to do together. And of course, the heritage, though, Europa Nostra, and European, we have Europe in our name, European Heritage Tribune, but we perceive Europe without borders in a sense, and we perceive it as a part of a global heritage movement. So having you and I don't know whether we have some other people from non-European countries, but in our team we have, in addition to Manon and Vicky, we have Lorena, who is Mexican, just to show that we are not sort of discriminating. On the contrary, it's always good to have these bridges beyond Europe as well. So special greetings to you, Jen.
Thank you very much. And I really hope that this new administration will renew some of the connections and kind of make up for some of the things that have happened in the last one.
It's already happening.
Yes, it's a good start.
Thank you, Jennifer. Let's move on to meet Claudia.
Good evening to everyone. First of all, I'm very happy to be here and be a part of this ceremony. My name is Claudia Joo. I'm half of Russian and half of Chinese. My country of origin is Russia, and behind me, you can see the artwork is the photograph that I believe that represents Russian culture. It's snow and forest, and here also as well. If I can describe myself just in one word, I would choose the verb respect, because as a history graduate from Moscow State University, I respect histories and cultures of humanity. And being an arts and cultural manager, I respect our diversity as well as our similarity of including cultural heritage. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Claudia, for this word, respect, very important word. And thank you for bringing both Russian and Chinese culture into this wonderful family. And, you know, when you have yourself multiple identities, this is such a richness, and I think it is particularly important. And we also have quite some bridges to bridge and to build with Russia and with China. So Claudia, very, very well welcome.
Totally agree with you.
Thank you, Claudia, and thank you for sharing the beautiful artwork. Let's now greet Levent.
Good evening, iyi akşamlar everyone from the Aegean coast of Turkey, Izmir. We are having a snowstorm for the first time in several years on a coastal city because of that our internet connection is really weak, but this is nature as we all know. So sorry for that. And I'm honored to be here with all of you tonight, of course. And in short, I'm an archaeologist and art historian focused on cultural heritage politics and museums. For the master's thesis, I research on the issue of return of illicitly trafficked cultural property. Right now, I am volunteering for our World Heritage Initiative, which is a very recent initiative, global one, and helping them on their social media and their content. Last but not least, due to the obvious circumstances and thousands of choices we have in Turkey as a national costume, I'm not wearing one, yet I have a handcrafted silver Turkish filigree pin of a crescent and a star together, which is our national symbol, as you might know, and which is also on our flag. Thank you once again, and have a nice evening. Maybe you can see the pin here. It's a...
What did you say? The filigrane, and what is it?
It's a star and a crescent shape.
Ah, okay.
As you know, our national flag is also...
Yeah. Wonderful. Welcome, Levent. What a heritage you have in your country, which is our shared heritage, and what you have behind you, the image on the screen.
Yeah.
We all want to come to Izmir, but you know, also the relationship with the European Union, Turkey, it's not an easy relationship, but I think when it comes to cultural heritage, it is an you know, a century-long relationship that we need to use that again into building other bridges as well. So particularly welcome and great to hear that you're already in our World Heritage Initiative. I hope that you all know about that initiative, because it will be great that you get involved in whatever way Europa Nostra is supporting that initiative. It's great to hear that you are already part of it.
In fact, in ESAC, we are organizing our webinar for next month in partnership with our World Heritage about sustainable tourism.
Bravo.
Thank you, Levent. Thank you very, very much for sharing that with us. Let's go on and meet Pravali.
Hello, everyone. You know, when I was asked to join today, I thought people might wonder, what is a girl from India doing in the middle of a European heritage gathering? But it's nice to see that we have friends from all over the world already. I am a cultural professional with a background in design and heritage management. I started my career as a young designer in India many years ago. It feels like it, trying to work on the traditional handicrafts, and I undertook a lot of heritage revival projects with remote groups, remote cultural groups in the country. And as I was working through that, I realized that maybe I wanted to increase the scope of my work, the scope of the reach of what I could do. And so I moved to Paris a few years ago, and I pursued a master's and an MBA in arts and cultural management, following which for the last 2 years now, I have been with UNESCO, with the World Heritage Center. And I'm co-coordinating the World Heritage Education Program, which is the only UNESCO program on youth and heritage. So I am very, very pleased to be here with all of you today. One of the first projects that I worked on when I joined UNESCO was, as Snežka mentioned, it was following the European Year of Cultural Heritage, the 2018 year, and we had a young professionals forum in Zadar, Croatia, with 28 representatives, and that was my first introduction to what is now very evident as the common thread of European heritage. And it's something that I've continued to work with. I'm also coordinating a lot of volunteering projects all across Europe for World Heritage. So I hope that this background in tangible and intangible heritage is something that, I'll be able to explore with all of you further. We were all asked to wear something that represents our own heritage, right? And as an Indian, of course, I picked a sari, which is our traditional costume. But there's a little bit of a story behind this one. So I don't know if you can see the fabric and the weave. It's called ikat, which is a heritage weave that started in Indonesia, traveled to India, traveled all the way across the Silk Road, and it became the first thing that was exported to the Netherlands. So the Dutch government right now, the Dutch cultural entities are supporting NGOs that are tracing back this work. And it was just my way of, reiterating the fact that our cultural heritage is all common, like you said, Snežka. So I'm very happy to be here, and I hope that we'll all have a wonderful year together. Thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome, Pravali. That's great. Enrichment to have you. It would be really boring, only us, the Europeans. That to feel that they're so, and to help us to think globally. And of course, there are so many connections, as you have pointed out. And so great to have you, and great to have, in fact, our ambassador in UNESCO. That is also very important, so that you can be carrying the flag of the young heritage professionals and ambassadors from Europe within UNESCO. So very, very warm welcome.
Thank you, Snežka. It's very kind of all of you to extend the invitation to all of us, I suppose.
Thank you very much, Pravali. Thank you to all ambassadors for sharing their stories. I will share my screen again to, let's say, summarize. Here it is. Can you see it? This concludes our first part of the event. Thank you all for participating. We will now prepare for the breakout room sessions.